One fish, 10 years of waiting, and tiny black pearls worth more than gold. This is caviar, the world's most expensive delicacy. From to jar, this is the full process you've never seen before. The story begins not in a factory but in crystal clear waters. Sturgeon farms sit alongside pristine rivers and lakes, where water quality determined everything. These ancient fish have existed for over 200 million years, surviving every mass extinction. Today they produce the most sought-after food on Earth. A single beluga sturgeon can take up to 20 years to mature. The farm we're visiting houses over 10,000 fish, each monitored in individually. Before any harvest can begin, each sturgeon must be evaluated. Marine biologists perform ultrasound scans on the fish, exactly like those used for human pregnancies. The ultrasound reveals the size, maturity, and quality of the eggs inside. Not every fish is ready. Only those with perfectly developed roe will be selected. The eggs must reach a specific size, between 2.8 and 3.5 millimeters in diameter. Too small, and the caviar lacks the signature pop. Too large, and the texture becomes unpleasant. This evaluation process took several months of repeated scans. On harvest day, the selected sturgeons are moved to a specialized facility. Water temperature is carefully controlled at exactly 12 degrees Celsius. The fish are kept calm to prevent stress hormones from affecting the eggs. Stress creates a bitter taste that ruins the final product. Each fish is by trained specialists who have years of experience. The entire process from this point must be completed within 15 minutes. Speed is crucial to preserve freshness.
We need more suction right here.
Yes, doctor, right away.
The extraction process requires surgical precision. A small incision is made, and the egg sacs are carefully removed by hand. A single sturgeon can yield up to 25 kilograms of roe. At current market prices, that represents over $200,000 from one fish. The eggs emerge in a delicate membrane sac, glistening with a deep gray-green color. The eggs emerge fish that have never spawned before. These virgin eggs have the most delicate flavor and finest texture. Immediately after extraction, the roe enters the washing phase. Pure filtered water at precisely the same temperature gently separates the eggs from the membrane. This step requires extraordinary care. The eggs are incredibly fragile. Excessive handling bursts them, releasing their precious contents. Master caviar makers use their bare hands for this process. Gloves would be too clumsy. They can feel the exact pressure needed to separate without damaging. Only a handful of people in the world possess this skill at the highest level. The grading station is where quality is determined. Each batch is examined under magnification by a certified grader. Color is the first criterion. Ranging in size commands premium prices. Texture is tested by pressing a single egg between finger and tongue. The ideal egg resists initial pressure and bursts with a clean pop. Flavor assessment comes last. The eggs should taste of the sea with subtle nutty undertones. Any hint of fishiness indicates inferior quality and lowers the grade significantly. Salting is the only preservation method used for true caviar. This ancient technique has remained unchanged for centuries. The salt must be of the highest purity. Any impurities create off flavors. The ratio is critical, between 3 and 5% salt by weight. Less salt means shorter shelf life, but purer flavor. More salt extends preservation but masks the delicate taste. The term malasol on caviar labels little salt in Russian. This indicates premium, lightly salted caviar with the most authentic flavor. The salt is mixed by hand in small, ensuring even distribution. After salting, the caviar rests in a temperature-controlled room. This maturation period allows the salt to penetrate evenly and flavors to develop. The room is kept at exactly -2 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the caviar remains soft but doesn't freeze. Maturation takes between 1 and 3 months depending on the variety. During this time, the eggs undergo subtle chemical changes. Proteins break down slightly, more complex flavors. The texture becomes silkier while maintaining that essential pop. The packing process happens in a clean room environment. Workers wear full sterile suits, masks, and gloves. Any contamination at this stage could ruin an entire batch worth thousands. Traditional caviar tins are made from lacquered metal, designed to be airtight. Each tin is filled by hand using mother-of-pearl spoons. Metal utensils are never used. They would react with the eggs and create metallic flavors. The caviar is pressed gently to remove air pockets. A thin layer is smoothed across the top. The tin is then sealed with a rubber band that creates an airtight closure. Quality control is the final checkpoint before shipping. Each tin is weighed to verify exact contents. Labels are applied showing species, harvest date, and farm of origin. A unique tracking number links every tin to its specific fish. If any quality issue arises, the entire chain can be traced backward. Inspectors open random samples from each batch for final tasting. The caviar must meet strict standards for appearance, texture, and flavor. Only perfect batches receive certification for sale. Rejected batches are downgraded or destroyed entirely. Storage and shipping require military-level precision. Caviar has a shelf life of just 4 to 6 weeks when properly refrigerated, or must never exceed 4 degrees Celsius during transport. Specialized refrigerated containers track temperature continuously. Any deviation triggers an alert. Premium caviar is often shipped by air to minimize transit time. Some exclusive restaurants receive deliveries within 24 hours of package. The journey from Russian or Iranian farms to restaurants worldwide is a carefully orchestrated ballet of logistics. The finished product represents years of expertise and patience. A single 30-gram tin of Beluga caviar costs over $500 retail. The most expensive variety, Iranian almas caviar, sells for over $35,000 per kilogram. These golden eggs come from albino sturgeons over 100 years old. Only about 10 kilograms of almas reach the market each year. At exclusive auctions, single tins have sold for over $20,000. Serving caviar is an art form itself. The tin is placed on a bed of crushed ice to maintain temperature. Mother-of-pearl spoons are the only acceptable utensil for serving. The caviar should be consumed within 30 minutes of opening. Traditionally, it is eaten alone or with minimal accompaniments. A small amount is placed on the back of the hand between thumb and forefinger. This warms the eggs slightly, releasing their full aroma. The serving is then consumed in a single taste. From a single ancient fish swimming in cold waters to tiny pearls on fine china, caviar represents the ultimate transformation of nature into luxury. 10 years of growth, months of careful monitoring, minutes of precise extraction, weeks of patient maturation.
The aroma alone is remarkable. Briny, with hints of the sea and a subtle nuttiness. A vintage year.